This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, let's start. So, so today actually I will show you that SharePoint installation. So I found one blog which is a step-by-step tutorial like how to install the Windows Server to SharePoint server. So I'll just show you that.
So it's 2013, I think. So 2013 and 20, I think both should be same. I think, right?
Actually, 2016 a little bit different, but steps are remain same like creating Windows Server and SQL Server, and those things are same. But when choosing the servers like in 2016, we get a min role and standalone servers, web servers separate. So entirely it will be different in 2016. I mean, suppose if you want to maintain a front end server separately, that when while installing it will ask. But in 2013 didn't ask anything, just it will directly go and install into the servers. I'll show you that. Okay, so this is one of the blog. Okay, so I will just explain. So this is the download package which is Windows Server 2012 R2 version. So this is the free version, you can download it, and it will give you 180 days of evaluation version. Okay, so we can download it from this, and once we download it, we'll get a setup package like this. Okay, so just run the package, it'll ask the details like this: language to install and key
So
input.
what is that
Okay,
installer? Could you show me
click
that?
on next.
Could you show me
Setup.exe. Setup.
setup? Okay, so like this is for the SharePoint server, right?
This is Windows normal operating
Oh, it's
system.
okay, okay. So it's an operating system. Okay, so basically you are installing the Windows Server 2012.
Yeah, yeah, server 12, 2012.
Okay,
So
okay,
first we need the server for SharePoint.
okay.
If we are running any standalone machines like Windows 7 or Windows 10 or like that, it will not allow
Just
because
we are
it will
installing the
say,
server version
yeah,
of the. Okay.
yeah, okay. So server installation is basically, so it will ask the product key first. Okay, it is asking for the product key. So here it will ask like which version, like say x64 version or data center GUI version it is asking. So we choose data center server core installation. We select, and license terms accepting, and it is for the upgrades. Just to click on the upgrade, it will just whenever Windows updates comes, then it automatically upgrade. If you don't want, means custom install Windows updates only. So for standalone we select upgrade. For any other environments, don't we no need to I mean patch every time, so just custom install we have to select. Then it is asking for the partitions when we are creating a new server. Basically it will ask the partitions like this normal drive 1 and drive 2 partitions it will ask. So better keep more than 80 GB for installation, because SharePoint occupies more data, and operating system also occupies. So one specific drive we can keep it for the for operating system. And once we click on next, then the server will be installed, and the server will be look like this. Like once we open the server, usually we'll get server manager. Like, so normally you will get a this pop up here. So here they are saying that so this overview it will see what is the server and what is the details of the server and all, it will show here. After that, suppose if you want to change the host name, like suppose some computer name assigned, So we can change it also later after installing. So just we need to go to system properties, uh, click on the name field. Here it will be there. Click on the name field. Once it will pop up like this computer name. Just give the computer name and no, change the to rename this computer. Just click on change. It will ask the new computer name. And work group is if we want to part of this server in a domain group means we have to select the domain and give the domain here. So if it's a standalone means just give the work group. Okay, and click on OK. It will ask for the restart of the system. So this is just installation for Windows server. So once we install the server, the next step is Active Directory Domain Service. That is AD configurations. Like just if you open the server here, so once we open the server, we need to add the roles to the server. That means once we open it, the wizard dashboard it will come like this. Add roles and features means like suppose what is the role of the server, like whether it is a web server or app server. So that we need to decide it by clicking on this add roles and features. So it will ask the prompt like before you begin, just it will read that like what are the requirements, like you can do it. So role based feature we are installing. Select a server, so it will show that like which server you are going to add. So here the name is there, server pool it is, IP address and my what is the operating system. You can see this. Just click on next like that. And here important AD tools. Here we need to, once it will come as a screen in the Active Directory Domain Services, this Active Directory Domain Services, just you will be selecting the whatever the things like Active Directory Admin Center, Active Directory Snap-in. So just follow this one. And same thing like policies, some policies if you want to set, group policy management you can set it. And basically these all settings will be done by normally whoever is giving the server, right? So they will Windows admins they will give, but for SharePoint admins we don't require. But for sometimes if Windows admin is not available and we need to build a server for the developers and stage environment, and then we required these knowledge of this. Usually Windows admins can do this. So if restart is asking, once we restart it, then is asking the deployment config. Once we install it, then it is asking to add it into the domain. Means a domain controller. That means forest. Basically, in Active Directory, in every organization, different forest will be there. Forest is nothing but your organization users, whoever is joined to the company, they provide the username and passwords, so that they will be part of the forest. So just we are giving the controller, what is the domain controller, and the forest level, functional level, and domestic function level. Then this is the master forest name, bios domain name we can give the company name, or anything like that we can give this. Then once we build this, it will come as Active Directory like this. So for the admins, like once we open the Active Directory, it will come like this. So here users, domain controllers, computers, built-in and all you can see. But most of the things in users we can do that. I think I'll expand this. So here the users we are getting just users is there. So in users part, just open the users and we can add the users. So these two steps Windows admin will do, but for reference we can just refer these two steps. So next step is also SQL Server. SQL Server sometimes Windows admin can do, or DB admins. Usually DB admins do, but if DB admins not available, then go to ourselves and create the SQL Server. So Windows Server is first thing. Active Directory domain is the second thing. Third is the database server, that is SQL Server 2000 R2 or higher version also fine. This is not necessary that we need to install, or we can also up to Windows Server 2008 R2. It will allow to install the SharePoint. Windows Server 2008 R2, Windows Server 2012, Windows Server 2016 also it will allow like that. So next process is DB server. So this is also we can get it. SQL Server for 180 days we'll get package, so we can download it. That uh, this link.
Yeah, after this session, like, could you send that URL to me in the email?
Yeah, I kept in the document. You can take it from
Okay, okay. Yeah, if you can
there.
send that document to me.
I shared already.
Oh, it's
That
already
you.
okay. Sorry. Okay.
Okay. So this is a SQL Server 2012 R2 version. So just download that package and just run the setup. So it will prompt like a like this. What is the hardware requirements, software requirements, security document. This help before installing. It is just like planning, like what are the things required.
So right now you are showing like Windows installation or the SharePoint installation.
SQL Server.
Okay,
So
so it's a part of SharePoint, right? Or it's a separate.
it's a part of SharePoint DB server.
Okay, so when you
This is
install
the
SharePoint, like it will also install the SQL Server, I think, right?
for sometimes if you don't have DB server, then directly they create a SQL Express. Okay,
Okay.
but SQL Express is for small environments like a developer environment or a stage. For production, you need to install SQL Server separately because Express won't handle that much load. So there are two versions in SQL. That is the Express version, SQL Server Express, and SQL Server version. Okay, so SQL Server version is the productivity version, like for production environments. So this is a production thing I'm showing, that Active Directory domain. Usually, this Active Directory we can skip it while installing in developer environments. Okay, standalone machines also. Like if we have one single server and we don't want this Active Directory domain or SQL Server, just you run the SharePoint, then it will create a internal database like SQL Server Express database, and it will sit in the same server. Okay, so this is the DB server. Just we will follow the same steps. Like here, it will ask like new standalone installation or cluster. It will ask like active, no, active, passive. So we can choose a standalone for our development environment. Then it will ask the some wizard. It will run. Then it will ask the product key. Then it will ask the license terms, and any updates means it will show. If you want to update means just click on this product updates, it will give the KB articles like patches for the SQL Server. And install means it will start the installation. So once it comes like past, if anything failed means the installation is went wrong. If everything is passed and warnings we can ignore, and if everything is passed, then click on next. It will ask the roles like which kind of a role, like server feature installation or Power Pivot for SharePoint. This is Power Pivot is for dashboards or KPI things for your Power Pivot. For time being, we can select a SQL Server feature installation.
So Power Pivot is the upgraded one.
Yeah, this is for just if, if you want to develop some dashboards like reporting things. So for that one, we use the Power Pivot tables. This is upgraded version, but this is not required actually. It will cover like basic things, database engine, analysis, reporting, integration, and other features. This is the main thing. So some things we need to select when we click on next. This is important. Database. What are the things we will install? Mean database engine service, full text analysis, reporting services, SQL Server. So whatever here mentioned, it is uh, feature installation. It will give check uncheck and where the location we have to install that. So it will show that. Then here is the important instance ID. Whatever we are giving instance ID, that ID will be connected every time uh, for the SQL Server, and the directory where we are going to place the installation files.
So that is also like installed as a Windows service, right? MS SQL Server, the instance ID, whatever you are saying. In the Windows servers list also, we will see the same thing. Windows services list.
Services actually it will come as a SQL Server agent or MS SQL Server. It will come as a. So instance ID it won't come in services. There is a generic service will be there.
No, I have seen
So
like MS SQL Server also in the list of services in Windows services. I don't know.
yeah. That only. That instance ID when it is useful is suppose if I want to see the database, like what are the databases created, what are the tables are there, then that time we use the instance ID. Okay. So this instance ID it won't come in the services. Just like a SQL Server agent and all, it will show there. But this name you found it like the same thing, MS SQL Server in services.
Yes,
Did you see that?
yeah, that's what I remember. As
Okay.
soon as I saw that name, that's the reason I asked. Like, yeah, it also
Okay.
installs the Windows service.
Okay. Okay. Maybe I am not sure. Like I think it can, because this usually we use the instance ID,
Okay.
but this version maybe it will be different. And disk space it will ask. Click on server configuration and start. So this is accounts we need to select like NT authority system for database engine and analysis services. This is also one service for that SQL Server. So we choose the whichever accounts. If we create a separate account, we can choose these accounts to run that SQL Server agent, database engine. SQL Server agent by default it will be manual with this account, SQL Server agent account. But we can switch it to automatic because every time if a server runs, no need to run manually. By selecting automatic, it will run the automatic. Database engine also same thing. We are choosing the accounts. NT authority system. We can give just for permissions and authentication modes. This is important. When we are choosing authentication mode, mixed mode we need to select. Mixed mode means both Windows and SQL Server authentication it will allow. Suppose I am the Windows user. I want to log into database means just it will prompt the username and password. So if suppose if you don't have Windows user, then by default one account will be there, like SA account. SA account. Every SQL server has a common system account will be there. That is SA account. This account can be used to connect to the databases if you don't have Windows. So this also we can use in applications also. Suppose in SharePoint, if you want to connect to SQL Server and our database is different. Like suppose I have custom DB like employees DB, and I want to connect means I can use this account for connectivity purposes. So this mixed mode is important, and this normal setting server mode we can select it here and install only, then it will start the installation. So it will show that how many pass failed warnings skipped, and we can see the details also. So it will
So
show
I
that
think
installation.
something like that mixed mode authentication. It says like Windows and SQL Server. You mean like we need to give both the credentials, like Windows credentials as well as
No, no,
SQL?
no, no, no. For this is for SA account. Specify the password for SA account.
No, we have
So
on the top of it we have selected mixed mode, right?
yeah, mixed mode means SQL Server authentication along with the Windows authentication. It will come. Windows only Windows means it will come as a Windows username and
Only
password.
like Windows. Yeah, once we connect to the server with Windows credentials, then just
Uh,
this Windows credentials directly it will connect. We don't have to enter it again.
yes, correct, correct.
So like, but whereas if you select the mixed mode, first we after entering also like again we need to give the SQL Server authentications.
Password, yeah. SQL
Uh,
Server new password, SA password. It will be
okay, because in
system.
our environment actually we have Windows, so that's the reason I'm just
Uh,
to know that mixed
no,
mode.
this account also when they SA account while setting whoever that SQL Server. If it is Express means it won't give this feature, and that's a problem. SA account it won't come. If it is SQL Server means it will be coming SA account. So this SQL Express it won't give anything flexibility to connect SA accounts and
So there won't be any login name for the SA account. Like we see, I see only password and confirm password. I don't see any login.
SA only. Username is SA.
SA. Okay, okay. So like just
Uh,
like system administrator something.
yeah, system administrator. Yeah, SA. Just type username SA and
Oh,
password whatever you're setting the password
okay.
SA. Okay. Now once it runs this, this come as a succeed at the end. This is also like this. See, so this is a database engine. It will come. The server name, whatever instance we are giving that select. Authentication mode here. SQL Server authentication or Windows authentication it will there. Just select the Windows authentication and click on connect. By default it will come as username and just connect, it will connect. If we select SQL authentication, then username is SA and password is whatever you set in the above, then that you have to enter it. So once we connect it, so server configuration is done. So SQL server is done. So we have done Windows and Active Directory and SQL Server we have done. So next thing is if you face any troubles here also he mentioned here, like suppose this is for the SharePoint installation. I'll say that, is this- so in troubleshootings also he is provided, but this is for the SharePoint installation. Next step is part 4 is prerequisites issues for SharePoint. So before running SharePoint setup will get like SharePoint.exe it will get. So before running that, we need to install the some prerequisites like framework and if components like hardware and hardware anything is matching or not. So it will check that for that one. So what we can do is this is prerequisites for SharePoint 2013. This is not mandatory, but actually when we run the SharePoint.exe, that also will get here. Like I'll show you that. So this is the main thing. I will explain you. I will cover this one. Once we log into server with the SP admin, like SharePoint admin. So in most of the forms, we need to maintain admin accounts for this, separate admin accounts for SharePoint. So he has maintained a SP underscore admin. So you can maintain any other accounts also. So once we download this SharePoint package, this setup will be there. So just click on this run as administrator. It will ask for the installation and
So
product key.
this is a SharePoint.
Then afterward,
So this is a SharePoint installation, right?
yeah, share. Yes,
So
yes, yes.
prerequisite for SharePoint is like a Windows Server 2012 minimum and also like SQL Server 2012
Yes, correct.
for
So
SharePoint 20.
if we don't have SQL Server, then directly you can run this setup. Okay,
Okay.
because it will by default it will be installed in the SQL Server Express.
Okay.
It comes with the SQL Server Express, so no need to install separate for SQL Server.
Okay.
So it will be maintained there.
But now here we
So,
can skip that step. I think we already installed, right?
SQL Server, you're saying?
Yeah, SQL Server. If it asks for the SQL Server, we can simply ignore it. I think like because we already
No,
installed.
actually, it will check the things. Well,
Okay. Okay.
it will check by default. It will check the
Okay.
things.
We check everything. I think if the installation
Yeah,
done, doesn't ask. Okay.
yeah. So it will ask the product key, SharePoint product key for license, and choose file location. And here the file location is important. Like by default, it will come. You no need to change anything. Just we can observe these paths. Okay. Microsoft Office servers
So
15
usually,
data.
like
It
what
is
is preferred, like C drive or D drive for SharePoint installation?
C drive. C drive. C drive is the root for the Windows. So we have to install in the C drive one. C drive program files. So this is a, I mean, C drive only we prefer. C drive program files
Because
under
C
that
drive is
only.
basically for the OS installation, right? It has all the OS installation files and everything. If there is some problem with the OS, then even like the SharePoint installation will be also like it goes down, I believe.
Installation, I mean, for production versions, if the server is goes down means it will be like uh, front end different front end different application servers will be there. Load will be redirected to different servers, right? So in
Oh,
standalone machines, we can install D drive, but
oh.
best practice is we need to put it in C drive only because some binaries and all, some issues will come if we put in a D drives because uh, if we install something registry also it will be changed sometimes. Okay, so then it will be difficult to troubleshoot the issues. That's why put it in a C program files only.
So what are those two things? There are two text boxes, right, for installation paths. What is the above one and what is the below one?
So Microsoft Sharepoint is installed only on this one. To install this product, different location, click browse selection.
Oh,
So
search
this
server.
is for
The below
this
one
is
is for
for
search.
yes, this is for search. It is asking saying that search server search
Okay.
index file will be stored in the hard drive.
Just now I
So
saw
it
that.
will be, yeah. This is Office servers location, Microsoft Office. We no need to change anything here. Just
Okay.
by
So
default it will.
we give the recommended path, and if we don't like it, then no, we need to change. Otherwise, that's fine. I think.
Yeah, by default it will be fine.
Yeah.
Then it will run this and it will come like this. So up to here, once it finishes and restarts, you need to run the wizard, configuration wizard. It will ask, like, we run the configuration wizard, right? SharePoint products configuration wizard. That wizard is to configure the central admin. Okay, so first time if you are running the wizard means it will come like this. To complete the configuration of your server, you must run the SharePoint products and configuration wizard. So click on run SharePoint configuration wizard. It will ask the wizard like this: welcome to SharePoint products. Just to first time installation means just go through some instructions like this instructions, or else just click on next. It will ask to restart the IIS services, admin service, and SharePoint timer service. So these all services will be restarted before running this wizard. So click on S. Then here it is the important step. When we are creating a new server form, then you have to choose this option, create a new server form. If it is already form is there and you need to connect the servers means, just select this option, connect to existing server form. Then it will ask just your server details, and it will add it in the form. If it is a new server, then we have to create a new server form. Usually this is a SharePoint server, but foundation will be there one version. This is a SharePoint server. In SharePoint, okay, two versions, two flavors will get. One is the SharePoint Foundation, that is for the development purpose, like standalone machines, like single server or
Basically,
uh,
the server
yeah,
version means I think like it's an enterprise version kind of.
yeah, enterprise version, right? So enterprise version, it will give more features like such
That foundation is
advanced.
something like a developer version or like just a like personal version.
Yeah, yeah, correct, correct. So it will give this option also in SharePoint server, but in Foundation we won't get like some servers we need to add. It means it won't come like that. Create a new server form will get. And once we click on create new server form, it will ask the DB details. So we have installed the database, whatever instance we need to give, and this by default it will come. When we click on next, the server, it will automatically, if we are installing in a single server means it will come to know what is the DB instance is running. If it is not specifying, then we have to give that instance. And SharePoint underscore config, this is the important DB when we are creating SharePoint. This is the only one DB. If we have any issues with this DB, then the installation will be down. So SharePoint, we no need to touch this DB, SharePoint underscore config. So
We
this is the
should not
main
change the
DB.
name. That should be a standard one.
Yeah, standard one. This should be
The
standard one.
SharePoint
Yeah.
underscore config, we should not put any custom name. And for the database server, we have to select the host name on which SQL is running. SQL
Yes,
server is
correct. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
running. Okay.
So, and database account means how the database we are connecting, like the particular account and the password we need to provide, because we are connecting to the backend database. So first time it will ask for domain slash user account or administrator account. We can give just admin account and password, or domain. If it is a domain means the domain slash user it will give. Then passphrase is nothing but whenever some server is joining to the form. This is not mandatory, but we can give that. But whenever it is a security purpose, passphrase will be maintained. Like in future, if something goes wrong in the form, and if we run the configuration wizard, we need to provide the passphrases before running the wizard. And here is the important one, like first time we are running is it will ask the port number. So if whatever port number if we select, that port number it will be run the SharePoint central admin web application. So here ports can be 1 to 65,535 ports we can select. So any port you can choose, and we can randomly put it into this. Then it will ask the which type of authentication. Usually NTLM is we select, that is nothing but Windows authentication. If we have any Kerberos
Kerberos.
means, yeah, Kerberos means we have certificates like some certificates authentication it will be there. That
Usually,
yeah.
we also use Kerberos for the single sign-on also to implement single sign-on for any application.
Yeah, single sign-on means suppose if you have different applications with one username and when we connect point, that authentication only will be used for other application.
Correct, correct,
No need to use specify the password again. So that
correct.
also we need to configure that
One second,
Kerberos support.
1 second, sir.
Yeah.
Hello? Hello?
Yeah. Hello.
Yeah, Krishna,
Yeah.
sorry, actually, like, I had to
Yeah. Yeah.
go out for a few couple of minutes. Yeah, my son was
Oh,
calling.
okay. Okay. So can we proceed or?
Yeah, yeah, correct. We are at Kerberos.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So NTLM we choose for Windows authentication for the web application, and yes. So once we click on next, then it will show that like what is the DB server and what is the database. And this is note down like first time if we are running is the central admin URL. It will show this on which port number it is running and the particular name we have to take. Authentication is NTLM. So whatever we have
So if
chosen,
you
just
select, yeah, if you select NTLM authentication for central admin, so do we
mm.
need to give like Windows credentials every time we try to log into central admin, or like it will automatically take our Windows credentials once we log into the server?
Windows we need to provide.
Every time we have
NTLM
to
means
manually give that.
manually you need to give that. Single
Okay.
sign on.
So
Single
there is
sign
no
on means
single sign-on won't be there for NTLM, right?
no, single sign on won't be there. You need to configure that single
So
sign
in that case, like, can we select the Kerberos, or do we need, if we select Kerberos, like, do we need to give in some additional configurations? We can give Kerberos,
on.
right? So that it will take the single.
No, usually Kerberos sometimes You need to first you need to configure that Kerberos, then only in server how the connectivity is happening. You need to know by selecting the NTLM. Because if you select the Kerberos and if it is not connecting the username and password, then it will be a problem for us.
Okay, okay. So
So,
in this
so
case, like
usually single sign-on also, in single sign-on also, first time it will ask the user to enter the username and password. That also is Windows authentication. Means username and password once they have provided, they will connect to other applications without prompting the username and password every time. So initial security will be there, like first time if they open that URL means yeah, SharePoint application, then they have to provide the username and password is mandatory for any application, whether it is a NTLM or a single sign-on. It will prompt the username and password. So once we click on OK, then click on finish, then it will run the wizard for 9 steps. Usually it will run the 9 steps. After that the configuration is successful, it will come finish. And you can once we open that once we click on finish, it will open the SharePoint central admin. So for sometimes like they will ask the feedback. We no need to give any feedback, or just if you can give some feedback here. And on the next step, on the welcome screen, it will come for the SharePoint central admin. So you can ignore these steps, not required. Click on start the wizard button to configure it. So this we can cancel it. I will configure later. There are two options will be there in the wizard. It will ask like start the wizard. It I can see this. Yes, walk me through the wizard to configure services. No, I will configure myself. So usually we can give later also for services. Cancel also we can give. If we click on yes, then it will ask the service accounts. So service accounts is nothing but we have different services will be there in central admin, like user profile, manage metadata, search service will be. So for each and every service, we maintain in production environments, we maintain a separate accounts like search account, user profile account. So these accounts will be created by admins, server admins, and they will give the accounts to configure that. So here we need to give the uh, server accounts, like service accounts we can say. So here we need to give that accounts like for access service. So you can see this access service, app management, business data connectivity, search service. So for that one we provide the username and password. And once we click on next, then it will run some wizard, and then it will be created the web application. Once we create a web application, we can create a site collection. This is normal. So we choose the web application and we provide the site collection name. And no, sorry, this is web application level settings. So once we are giving this site collection, creating site collection, this is central admin URL will be different. So here it is, we are creating the top level site, that is root site we are creating. These steps are normal once we open the central admin. So just to review, recap these things. So this is the so in this first we need to install Windows, and next is Active Directory, and next is SQL Server, and then prerequisites part is we didn't discuss it. So prerequisites actually we can download it separately, or while running the setup it will ask the prompt to install the prerequisites. So here what are the prerequisites means, you can see framework 4.5, Windows Framework 3.0, and it should have web server role and application server role, and SQL Server 2008 R2 minimum, Windows Identity Foundation, Sync Framework, Windows Server App Fabric, Identity Extensions, WCF data, and cumulative updates. So these things separately also we can install before running setup. So just if we install this everything, so it is asking to create a roles, separate roles and features for this. So this is something like if we find any issues while running prerequisites manually, we can run it by downloading these prerequisites. We can install this, or else directly if we run this, then it will ask the one prompt like prerequisites or SharePoint server. It will ask. So once we install prerequisites, then we can move on to the installation of server. So that was the thing for SharePoint. So here also this is for 2013. He has also provided 2016 also here. So in this articles, same thing, like Windows Server 2012 and Active Directory is installing, and here is a prerequisite before installing this is installing SQL Server 2014. Then SharePoint Server 2016 prerequisite it is ask. So for prerequisites, it is a app server and web server role, SQL Server, ODBC connectivity, app fabric, and all it is requiring. So before running SharePoint server setup, he installed the prerequisites. After that, he is running the wizard. Same thing he's doing. Then is configuring the wizard here. Just to same steps it will be there. So here one difference is once we give the passphrase, so it will prompt for these roles. That is the difference in SharePoint 2013 and 2016. So server roles actually SharePoint 2016 specifically for roles. So earlier they were not giving any roles in 2013. So currently they are giving us like form like this. If we are choosing single server form, everything it will be in the single server like a DB server, web server, app server, and everything it will be. This is for the development purpose or standalone version. So multi-server form is this is a production version like front-end servers, application, cache services, search, and custom services. So this
Okay,
maintained.
this installation is common for all kinds of
Yeah.
servers, right? Example, even for the front end also we need to follow the same. Even for the application also we need to follow the same. Distributed
Yes.
cache also we have to follow the same. Search also the
Yeah. Yeah.
same. And so, for
Yeah.
example, like if you are selecting front end here in the multi-server
Mm.
form, it means like
Mm.
we are configuring this server as a front end SharePoint server, right?
Correct. Yes. Yes. Correct.
Okay.
So
And
it will
even like
bring in it will.
IAS will be prerequisite for any case, right? Even if it is a front end or application or search or
Yeah,
distributed cache.
IS is common. IS is a web server, so it is
Yeah.
common for all. Yeah.
So anyway, like I think IAS comes with operating system. I think, right? There is no separate installation
Yeah,
required for
it
that.
comes. Yeah, it comes with that. So no need to install anything. Web server that is common. If we
Yeah,
type inet mgr, it will show that. In
correct.
run command, inet mgr, it will come.
Yeah, actually, like like a couple of days back, I tested on my personal laptop also, and it's there. That's how I noticed like
Mm.
IAS comes with the OS. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh. But in like Windows 10 and all, it will be hidden, but you need to enable that on that IS. Because
Okay.
in this machine it won't be there like Windows 8 or Windows 10.
I think I have Windows 7 on my personal laptop. Then IS, when I was searching IS, so I was,
IS will be there, but IS will be there, but IS 6 or 7 it will be there. Like 6 it will be
oh,
there, I
oh.
guess.
So IS manager won't be there, you mean?
Mm, manager is nothing but that IS only.
Oh,
INET MGR, just if you type, no need to go for anything. Just type run and INET MGR. That's it. INET manager.
okay.
INET MGR. Right. So same steps for 2016 also we are giving, but only the difference is roles we are selecting and port number is same. Central admin we are selecting
So in
and
2013,
running the.
so in 2013 also the role should be there, right? So for example, if I want to like install for the front end, web front end, or if I
No,
want
no,
to,
but in SharePoint Wizard, it won't be, it will not be shown to the users, means for admins. Front end application, distribution cache.
so how can they know? So for 2013 installation, how can they know like what kind of server we are going to install? Is it a web front end or app server or search server? So how do
No,
we know?
we need to provide the details. Once you select the front end form, then if you click on next, then it will ask the your front end details.
Oh,
So that is a separate configuration it will ask for that. So this is just like a that screen it will show. Here you can mention this. Uh, Once we select the front end, then it will ask the list of servers. In that you have to choose that, and additional information it will ask for that. So
no,
what
no.
is that?
Actually, my question is like here, like in this wizard, like in the screen, you can see like the multi-server form. Under multi-server form, it's giving the
Mm,
option what kind of server you are installing. Is it a web front end or application or distributed cache?
mm, mm,
So it should be
mm.
there in 2013 also, right? Because like in our 2013 environment, like we
No,
have,
no, no, no. No, and the environment we set up, okay. Basically, this distribution cache, search, custom, and all, we will maintain in an application server. But what they have done is, while choosing the servers itself, like distribution cache or search itself, um, there itself we select it. So based on that only, that configuration will take it.
so how
Okay.
we have to do this? How we have to do this in 2013? And we have to select only one option, like single server form.
It will not ask the anything. This is, server roles and all. It will not ask the
It
server
doesn't.
role
How to
Yeah.
differentiate in that scenario, like for 2013? How did we do that in 2013?
So how we can do is we have to choose the NLB first for front end servers. So once
Okay.
we maintain a form, so NLB we choose, and application server is a separate thing. So all the servers will be joining to the form, single form. So
Okay.
in central admin, if we go to central admin here.
Okay. So we have to do it from the central admin, not at the installation level.
Yes, correct.
Oh yeah, that's
In
what I want.
central admin, yeah. Central admin, we add the servers, right? Like in manage server section.
Okay.
So there, add and remove servers will be there. So there you will add the servers there.
Okay. Got it. Yeah, you have showed me like last time you have showed me like we can see the set
Yeah.
of what kind of server is that in the central admin.
Yes, that one. Yes.
Okay.
So you see, right? Okay. So yeah. So same steps. Again, it will run the
Only
10
few
steps
additions.
here. Hmm. So once it's success, then you have to open the central admin and do the operations. So this article I have placed already in this. Just go through it, and
Okay. Yeah, sure.
because it requires lot of resource. Because if we are maintaining server means at least 8 GB is 8 GB is also not sufficient. Sometimes it will take 12 GB is good. 8 GB means server slowness will be there. Like it won't run that much fast. It will be very slow because why I am choosing is in this server in our development environment it maintains some 16 GB something like that they are maintaining the RAM. So that's why it's fast. So these are the things we can install it. And so the next thing is Mm, Let me open the server. So we will discuss some of the features in document library today, and after this we'll close the session. Okay. So as of now, we have discussed list and libraries and some of the features. So in this, where we can see is library settings. In this, advanced settings. So usually three sections will be the general settings, columns, views. Okay. So this is a list name, description, navigation. This is not mandatory. Did you delete the document library also? Normally we will delete the document libraries. So version settings is the important thing. Like suppose if we are maintaining different documents, and we want to maintain a versions for the document. Like suppose if one user wants to upload today one document, and tomorrow if he comes and upload the same document, then it will be given the user to maintain a separate versions for the document. So why we are maintaining versions means, suppose if the user has made some changes today, and tomorrow if he comes and if he maintain another changes, and on third day if you want to restore the previous versions, like if you don't want to go with the changes, then you want to restore means versions will be helpful, like creating major versions. So this is the setting usually we do for setting the version history. So no versioning means it will not set any versions to the document library. Create major versions means 1 2 3 4 it will be shown. Minor version is nothing but 1.1 1.2 1.3 like that. And also we can set the limit for the versions, like how many for example, user uploaded one document, and how many maximum versions you can keep for that document. So suppose if I kept for 20, so maximum it will allow to upload 20 versions of the document. And I will show you that I will enable the versioning, and I kept the 20 and click on OK. Then go to the library. So here we won't see the version history. So what we have to do is we need to modify this view, the current view whichever is there. So here we'll find one column called version, and the order is I want to display it in the number fifth column. Okay, I will say click on OK. So now it is showing as a version column. So just add one document here. Suppose I'm adding one document. So it is asking, okay, add as a new version to the existing files. This is the first time we are asking. The comments you can type like this is my first version. Click on OK. So it is giving as a number one version. Okay. Suppose if I maintain same version again, I have done some changes to this document and I'm uploading the same document. Again the version is changed to 2.0. So suppose I want to maintain the previous version means just click on these three dots and choose the version history. If you go to version history, so it will show the what are the versions we have maintained. So here we can see I have maintained the comment here for the first version. For second version I didn't maintain. So just click on this version and restore. So you are about to replace the current version. Yes. So it is maintaining another version here. That is the third version. We can see this third version here. So like
So,
that. Uh,
basically,
yeah.
third version is not 3.0 version is nothing but the base version itself, right? Because we have restored
Yeah.
it. Then
Yeah.
why
Restored.
different sizes?
So suppose if you, it will not give this. It should not be replaced, right? Because other users are using this version. Okay. Suppose I have shared this document to multiple users, and they are also working on this. So without interrupting their work, we are maintaining as a separate version here.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
it's
But
like a,
why the sizes are different? If you see the size, why that becomes 57.9, like a little more than the its actual size from the one version 1.0. It's the same document.
maybe, yeah, it should be same, but some binaries will be added maybe in the backend.
But when
So
you
this is,
uploaded the same document as a second version, it didn't change. It's showing the same size. But whereas when you
hmm,
restored the 1.0 as 3.0, the size has changed. So I'm just asking
hmm.
like what has added in that.
No, nothing. Just it is same only, but it will be added in the like binaries in the DB. That's it. There is no difference. This is the same only. Okay. This
This
is,
is just the size of content, right? Like for example, even on the operating system, even on your laptop, it is
mm,
also 56.1 KB,
mm.
right? Can you show it on your machine?
Mm, yeah, same only. 56.1.
Yeah, yeah, just I want. Okay, yeah. Because like I'm just thinking like is it the expected behavior or am I confusing
Yeah,
things?
this is expected only. See, this
Oh,
is also difference here. Size on the disk is 52, but it's
oh,
showing that this is difference. So some binaries will be added in the backend. So we no need
oh,
to worry. Content will
oh,
be same only. If you
okay,
open anything, the same only. Hmm.
no.
So that is a restore version history. That option is important for users to do things.
No.
Next option is uh, so in version history, we can see one thing is content approval for submitted items. It means when user upload any one document, so it will go for the approval. Approval means like initially it will be in the draft state. Okay, but once the approvers, whoever has a approver permission, so they can able to approve the documents. Okay, so once they approve the document, then it will show onto the all the users. So for that one, we enable the content approval, because it is helpful for the designers, like they maintain some documents and they upload it, so it will go for review for one person. So content approval will be enabled and then it will be shown. And
So
draft items,
whoever has approval permission, so they can approve it. I think.
yeah. So
Okay.
draft item
That is one of the
security,
signs.
yeah, draft item security is nothing but we are maintaining the drafts, right? Like in top, whenever we enable this, so if it disable means it won't come the drafts, because once we enable the content approval only, it will come as a draft versions. Okay. So the draft versions, who can read these items? Like any user can read the drafts, or only users, particular users to edit the items. Only whoever is approving the document, they can approve that. So draft item security will be there, and required
So
checkout. This is,
when it is in the draft state, so other users cannot see that one. I think only the one who has uploaded, only
yes, correct,
creator
correct.
of the document can also only see the draft version. I think.
That setting we can set that. Like any user who can read that items. So that setting, if I set this, they can able to see. So only users who can edit items, like whoever has edit item permission, then
Mhm.
they will able to see. And whoever has approve items, who can approve the items, that only that person they can see that items. So that traps we can see that.
For example, if you select that first option, any user who can read items,
Hmm.
if they see, it means like everyone can see, right? Who can read the
Yeah,
item means
every,
everyone has the
yeah,
read permission. Everyone can see the
every
draft
person
version.
draft version.
So
But if
what
we
was the
select,
problem when everyone is when it's like provision to everyone?
this sometimes like drafts, we need to show to other users also. That time only just they want to read means they can do it. Actually, it is not required. But if they want to read the items means they can give that option. Only main thing is only users who can approve items.
Yeah,
So
yeah. That
whoever
is
is
the
approving that, yeah,
yeah, that is a valid option actually. We need to select.
yeah. By default, it will come like when we select content approval, it will come as a default option like
Yeah,
this.
yeah, yeah. Correct.
And checkout check-in will be there. Required checkout
There is
or
a
check-in.
question.
Yeah. Checkout check-in in the sense like checkout means if a particular
Login.
user is, yeah, particular user is using the document, and it will be locked to the that specific user. And once he done the changes to the document, and if he will check in the document, then it will be unlocked to the other users.
Yeah,
So that setting we can enable or disable, we can select it. If we select yes means whenever they want to do any changes, first they have to check out the document and do the changes, then later they have to check in. So this setting won't be I mean for end users, they it is helpful, like some user is modifying the document, and they don't want to allow any changes to the document. They have to check out the document and they will do it. For developer, it is not required. So that is the content approval for drafts and checkout check-in versions. Okay. So same setting is applicable for list also. We are seeing in the library. Next one is advanced settings. In these settings, uh, so we seen that content types in earlier sessions. So if we enable that content types, we can see in the document library or list. So if we select no means the section won't come in the list. Okay. Template URLs, document templates. Suppose if you have any specific template, like suppose I'm maintaining one student library, and I have some template in that Word document kind of a thing. I can give edit template. So it's asking the desktop version. So we can maintain the templates here, like whatever templates we are maintaining here, we can select that. Initially when we click on new document here, so how it is coming is by using the template only. So not here, in the files, new. So here new document will be there. So whatever template you are
the
giving, this
template.
yeah, this is coming from the template.
No.
And default behavior of the opening document, like suppose if
So
you have word.
why the template is not showing in the other place, like where the new document is there in the file section? Uh,
Mm-hmm.
can you go to that libraries files in that library?
Which files? This one. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, here like there is a plus symbol. Yeah, there it's showing up. What about here? Like
Mm.
yeah, why it's not showing
This
up
is
the template there
this is
in the new?
asking to upload the document. Mm. This is some customization has done this site. Usually here also it will come new
Yeah,
when we
yeah, that's
click
what
on
I'm saying.
new. Yeah, yeah, yeah. This is custom site because
Oh,
they have done some changes here for the library.
okay. You said there are three places where we can like upload create the document. One is upload, one is a new document, and again there is another
Yeah.
place.
Yes. Yes. Correct. We can do that there also. Okay, so opening documents in browser. How we have to open the document? Suppose if we have a browser and I want to open in browser means I can open it. So this one I can open it in browser or in client application means it will open in the Word document. So suppose um, I don't have Word in my machine. and I just want to open the document in browser me, this option will be enabled here. So they can able to open the document, but it won't open because if we have Office web app server, OWA server, then this setting will be helpful, like opening in the browser. If we don't have, then we can choose the client application.
Correct. Yeah, even yeah, I know that like OWA is a prerequisite to open in the browser, right? Like Excel or Word or anything. Like,
Mm. Yes, yes,
so in that
correct.
section, like I see, like what is the difference between the first? No, no, the same. Like yeah,
Mm.
yeah, like the first option and the third
Client,
option, both are client application, right? First and third, server default.
I mean, yeah, this is server default. Means
That is
this
also open in the client
option,
application.
yeah, server default means by default it will open based on the server settings. Like similar to that only, but this I'm not sure. But I need to check
No,
this. Use server
no.
default. Usually we select client application or browser, but this is not sure.
Yeah, that's what when I saw the third again, I saw like again it shared, so it's showing the client application. So what's the difference? I was thinking.
Um, correct. I'll check that. Okay. And this option is folders. Folders is useful, like we are maintaining some folders like in document library. So we get the new folder option. When we click on files, we will get the new folder option there.
Okay, if we
So
select
whether
no, then we can't create any folders.
if we select no means folder, we can't create a folders. That's
Okay.
right. And this also important, search. Search is important, like suppose our items should be crawled in the content or indexing or not, we can set that. So if we select no means our search I mean our documents won't be shown in the search results, so we can restrict the search results here.
So they
So
are excluded from
indexing
the search.
non-default issues, this is also I'm not sure, we haven't used anything. So re-indexing is important here. The re-indexing document library. Suppose if user is unable to see some documents in a search results because the indexing is missing here. Okay. So then what it will do is, if we click on re-index document library, so it will go for crawling. Next, scheduling crawl. Okay. Crawling search. I will tell you that like how it works is. Um, so every there is a schedule job will be there in SharePoint, timer job you can say that. So in the timer job, what it will do is like a schedule job, like every 15 minutes one job should run, and it will do the things. Okay. So in SharePoint, actually what it will do is full crawl and incremental crawl will be there, and continuous crawl will be there. Like what is the crawling is nothing but it is gathering the new content, whatever content we have added to the SharePoint documents or anything, it will be gathered and it will be re-indexed. Okay. Index in the sense like suppose the index is stopped somewhere, and from there it should indexing like paging kind of a thing, like page numbers we can say that, like 1 2 3
Yeah,
4
no,
like that.
I know indexing concept. Just I'm confused with the crawling. That's it. Indexing is
Okay.
there in documentum also.
Mm.
So basically,
Crawling
re-index like it will like do the full index again, right? Instead of incremental, like it will do the full crawling. I think, as you said.
Yeah, full crawling also. Full crawling, first time only we do. Like when we run the first time the
Yeah,
search, that time only it will do. The alternative thing is incremental crawl and continuous crawl. So these two things. Incremental in the sense like today crawl is run for 1 hour, and tomorrow same time it will again run for 1 hour. Like between this period, whatever the new content is added, it will be added to the indexing for that content, because between this time like 12 hours or 15 hours, whatever new content is added in the site collections or so those things, it will come in the search results. So
yeah,
continuous crawl in the sense, continuous crawl also, that is a new feature. So every because uh, for incremental crawl we need to wait for some time, like once the crawl runs for the next day, then only the result will come in the search. But for
So immediately we
continuous
can't see
crawl,
the search results.
yeah, immediately, I mean every 15 minutes or 20 minutes if we set on the schedule, so that crawl will run and immediately the search results will be available to the users.
Okay, okay. So before continuous crawl was there, like basically like the crawling happens only when the scheduled jobs run.
Yeah, correct, correct.
Okay. So and this continuous crawl has nothing to do with the scheduling. So it will immediately it will start crawling as soon as the content is added.
Yeah, timer job, it is common for all, like continuous crawl or full crawl or incremental, based on the, it is out of box, we no need to set anything, just to configure it, like I will explain you that once we start the search topic, then I will explain you.
Okay.
And these are not important, but I will cover this. Should this document library is a asset library, means suppose if we want to maintain javascripts or html files, just if we select yes, means just it will maintain as a site assets library. And quick edit option, so usually we get quick edit, right, like excel kind of a page it will open, and we edit the items there. If we don't want that setting, so we can set no, then quick edit will be disabled in the prompt. Launch forms in a dialog box, in the sense like when we click on any item it will be prompted as a dialog box. So I will show you that quick edit and dialogs. Let's say suppose we go to documents, click on choose. So, so better, this is helpful for dialog framework is in list settings, like suppose if we go to advanced settings, same options will be there. Launch forms in dialog box. Okay, click on this, click on new item. So you see, you can see dialog framework, this is. So usually if we disable that, where is it, advanced settings, I disable the launch forms in dialog and click on new item. So it will come as a page here. So instead of page, it will come as a dialog box. Okay. So whatever, yeah, whatever the features are there in the library, same applicable to list also in the advanced settings. But only the thing is, the checkout check-in will be not there in document library, and remaining options will be same.
So what about quick edit? You said like you also.
Yeah, quick edit also, we can data suppose these settings, advanced settings, click on no.
So we won't see that quick edit option if we click on it.
It will be hidden, I mean it will be disabled, that quick edit.
Yeah, yeah, we can't see it.
See this one,
Yeah.
this
So
one.
basically, why that quick edit is needed?
That tabular data, suppose if we want to maintain as a excel, uh, so excel usually we copy, right, like some 100 rows or
Okay.
200 rows, right? No, so once we open it and copy paste, we can do that. Some, instead of typing every item. So if we want to add items, means every time we click on this new item, and if we add it, instead of that, just quick edit and copy paste, you can do that also. So it
So
is
that is for
helpful
the
option.
list, and even on the document libraries also quick edit is there, right? And why that is
Yeah,
needed?
yeah. That is for metadata. I mean, suppose I have some columns here, like currently I don't have any column. Let's create one column here, like suppose like here also we can create column, right? So I can give document number, something like that. Document number. Okay. Okay, click on click here. Same thing. It is giving that name modified. So here you can the document won't be directly, we can't paste, but other properties like document number. Suppose I want to give
Custom
like yeah, custom columns like 1, 2, 3, or something like that, 3, 4. So metadata is we can insert um,
column. So
for
basically,
this.
quick edit is for editing the metadata. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Uh, so this section, until this section is important, and this tags and notes is nothing but this normal social collaboration features, like tags we can give that normal hashtags or anything like that. Suppose the type test, so it is giving some suggestions like that. So this is all coming from the database only. So we can select it here, or senior business analyst like that. Notes also we can write for this document. Suppose I can maintain some notes here, like this is a secure document for project or something like that, and click on post. So it will post that like what is the note about that, and what are the tags we can give this here. So this is a setting other people can't see that if you tag this item into private. If you select on private, then it will be shown, it will not be shown to the other users. If it is not private, then it will be public, and click on save. So if I close it, if other user comes and if we
What is
select
this
this
process
document,
basically? Tags and notes. Okay.
yeah, tags and notes.
No.
So if we select any the particular document, and if we click on tags and notes, so here it will be, you can see this recent activities on these documents, like this node board. You can see this is for end user. We don't use this much. And alert me is important for suppose some email triggers should happen, like when new item is added or deleted, something like that. The alerts, it will be sent it to the particular user. So if you click on manage alerts, add alert. So which document library you are going to place the alert is nothing but with the current document library. So I am choosing documents, the current library. Click on next. So it will ask the alert title. So what title I need to set it, and send the alert to whom, like who are all the users should get the alerts. And here the delivery method in the sense like email or SMS, or send URL in a text SMS. So email means it will go email, and SMS it will go. So the change type is important here, like all the changes, whatever changes we are doing, that mail will be triggered to this person. Okay. Only the change, whenever new items are added, then it will be sent it to this email address. So any existing items are modified, means like already items are there, and if someone is edited that item means, then the email will be triggered. Deleted item also, it will be triggered, deleted items. So send alerts these changes, like suppose anything changes or someone else changes the document created by me or modified me. So like that we can set it, and we can set the alert timings also, like if you want to send it immediately or send it daily, particular time. or weekly also it will send it. So that is the alert useful for end users if they want to put some alert mechanism. So RSS feeds normal like if we have to configure, then only we'll see that this is not mandatory RSS feed. RSS feed is nothing but like suppose any news articles or any magazines from outer side, we need to get it to our SharePoint list or library, then RSS feeds will be used for this library. So for that one, we need to subscribe the feed first. Suppose BBC articles means we need to subscribe the feed, and that we have to configure here. This process will be there, some process will be there. So we have to follow this. This is not what for- Connect to Outlook is normally we will sync the items to the Outlook. Once we click on connect to Outlook, we can see the items in the Outlook also. We can modify the documents in Outlook, and we can maintain in both places, Outlook and SharePoint. Export to Excel. This feature usually works in IE. Uh, so it will prompt for Microsoft Word. This error will come because of we need to open in IE Internet Explorer only. It will work. Basically, it exports the metadata only. It won't export documents. Only metadata it will be exported.
And what about that Open with Explorer, which
This
is more of
this I explained. We can open in
Windows Explorer?
this all, yeah, Windows Explorer only. This is enabled. This is disabled.
Yeah, I think that is
So
also by default works only in IE because sometime
hmm.
back, yeah, like I have tested that.
Yeah. It opens only in Explorer. Yeah. So this we can open in documents like in file share like that.
Yeah. That will be enabled only on the Internet Explorer, right?
Yeah, correct.
No.
So form web parts, display form, edit form will be there. Like suppose in if you go to any list, when we click on new item, it is prompting as a new form. Okay, like that. So web parts also we can place it in the document library. Like suppose I will edit this page. Okay, this is also here also we can maintain this web parts. Normally we can add it to the search box is coming here like that. You can add custom web parts also here like that.
Yeah. So whatever we are seeing are like out of box web parts, right?
Yeah, out of box. So if you have custom is that section will be come as a custom folder here. So there we can choose the thing here. So here our custom web parts are like this. So we can choose it here. When we develop and deploy, it will come as a custom section in the web parts. So edited library is nothing but this it will open in the SharePoint designer. Once we click on this, it will open in the designer. So usually if we have installed designer means it will open, otherwise it will not do anything. So the client machine should have SharePoint designer, and then only it will open in the SharePoint designer. Okay, and workflows is a separate topic. I'll explain you. So workflow in the sense like something we need to perform like multi-level approval. Suppose I am the requester and you are the approver, then I have to trigger one mail to you, and you need to do some action on that, like whether you can approve or reject. That also we can perform by using the add approval workflow. We can, by default, it will come some workflows like we no need to do anything on the development side. So approval workflow is there, one
So we
collective
can
feedback. This is
yeah,
helpful for.
we can go through this tomorrow because like it's 10 p.m. for me.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm just explaining. Just
Okay.
we'll cover this and
I know
just
like
we'll finish in point.
yeah, I know like what is workflow because even in Documentum we use workflow. Basically, we are defining the business process with multiple stages,
Yes, yes, right.
right?
Yes, correct.
Yeah,
So
I know that, but I don't know anything specific to Sharepoint.
yeah, that's true. But actually, these types will be there. Like feedback means we can collect feedbacks from multiple users. Like suppose 20 users or 30 users, they need to get some feedbacks for the particular product launch or something like that. They can get the feedback. Signatures. So this is also one type of we can get the collect signatures from this. And three state is nothing but like approver, reviewer, like that it will be there, requester.
Yeah.
So three state
So
workflow.
even the earlier also like we have seen like the approval process in the document library, right, in the advanced settings. So that is also a kind of workflow, I think.
Where in advance?
In the document library, advanced settings, you have
This yeah,
approval.
this is for the content,
Yeah,
content
content.
approval.
Yeah, that is also
Uh,
first. It will be like when we select yes, then initially it will be
uh,
like a then they like once it's
Yeah,
approved,
that is also one type of workflow,
workflow, right?
but yeah, only for approvers role. Okay, whoever has approver roles, they can do that. But if
Yeah,
you want to manage specific persons, like specific division, then we have to go to workflows, like
correct,
separate departments. Yeah, for that one we maintain that workflows. Okay,
correct.
okay, fine. I think today we have done much things.
Yeah, basically like we have covered from inside. That is the case.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, fine. So
Thank you.
that's it for today. Thanks. Thank you for your time. Thanks.
Let's
Bye.
meet tomorrow same time.
Yeah, yeah, sure, sure. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Bye bye.